let's go under the tree. Last day. Come and go. Speak your mind and you'll be free. Come and lead the land to me. Let's go under the tree.
Say it again.
And the last day of a show will be 9/11 is a beautiful day. And this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. What a beautiful day.
Pretty warm, I know that.
Mel, you know, we just living this good life. And God has been so good to us.
Yeah, last day in the year.
Last day in the year. That's amazing.
2021 will be free in a couple of hours.
In a couple hours. Well, folks, the show we got lined up for you today is just smooth. We're not ruffling no feathers. We just going along and let the beautiful year has passed. Beautiful in one way, that we still here. I just learned a minute ago that Betty White died. So that tell you those
From
folks.
the Golden Girls.
Yeah, those
She lived
folks.
99 years though.
Yeah, but that tells me something. You know something? 2021. All the folks who gotta go going, even if you wait till last minute. If your
That's
name
true.
called, you're going.
That's
So
true.
it's almost the last hours of 2021. Betty Wright died. So what I tell you, you gotta live in the moment and enjoy every moment and make it your last. Party.
Make it your best.
Okay, party as you ever party before. Enjoy this beautiful world, because if you don't enjoy it, somebody else can enjoy it. Somebody can spend that money you're trying to save to build this big mansion. Anyhow, our show is based on truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. This is the last show of the year. And you remember that conversation we started last week and we almost was going to finish it.
You mean with the men and
Yeah,
women?
with relationship. But everybody called me up on that. They said, "Oh, Mr. Williams, you got to finish that." And I said,
Yeah?
"I won't do that in the new year."
Right.
So they said, "No, sir." So I got to finish that today. See, because you started, you should finish it.
Finish the year off Friday.
Yeah, so I say, Lord, in the morning, I want to talk about New Year's and my New Year's resolution. And what the word is? What?
Resolution?
Resolution. Yeah, and even talk about all what we did and what we did. It was a year. Our show has grown leaps and bounds in many different ways. Folks, you wouldn't understand because you wouldn't know. You only see the outside of the show. You don't see the nucks and crusts and how me and Melanie row and what Melanie want to take on and the whole scope. You don't see. And I have to fight with her. She ain't easy. She is the woman's dem. You know the woman's dem? But I try to tell her the Lord made the man to be in charge, not the woman. But I ain't getting in that. You know, that's a deep story. Everybody beat me up. Anyhow, let me get back on what they were talking about, what they want me to talk about last week. I started something about men and why men act the way they act, and I can't remember the whole thing, but anyhow, it was show based on why some of the things in the country go the way it go. And all the women get excited because now I finally talking about men instead of talking about them. So anyhow, and it'll be a show based on relationship.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah. Them things live here, don't kill them.
No, as long as they don't
live here.
bite me.
Them mosquitoes live here. They live in Nassau. They
That's
live
one thing
everywhere.
about being under the
And
tree
when
at
you-
certain time of the year.
And when you're under the tree, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Tony and Mel under the tree with the bugs, the rat roaches, everything natural. Everything live. Anyhow, go back to the show. And Melanie, you know what I was talking about how men reacted to women reacted at Christmas time. You know, we talking about the Christmas thing. And we talking about how men see, you have to understand majority of men in the Bahamas has issues. And the issues stem from deep rooting. So what women expect that the men should react right away and do right away, because women always the man and they expect you to get up from where you is. Oh, prime example. If I ask you to I sit here and I say, pass, get me a fork. You expect a man to get a fork. It don't work like that. Man is not
Well,
wired like that.
often that's true.
Men
Because
is
I
not
was gonna
wired.
say, often if a man asks a woman to do something, she automatically
Yeah,
just
because woman is wired right away to react. Men's slow in their thinking. We gotta think through it before we do it. Let
as
me,
simple as getting
yeah,
a
but let me
fork.
give you an example of what I'm talking about. You will ask a man or your husband, who's in the theater, to paint a door. And oftentimes, man ain't get right up the next day and paint the door. Because man has to go and look for the paint and then look for the brush. And he then has set himself, listen now, listen good. See, being and woman, listen to this. This is real talk now. And so what men has to do, they have to go get a drink.
A water.
No, they collect and they can sip and paint.
That's the excuse for those who sip and
No, no,
paint.
no, 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 no,
What
no. No,
about those who don't drink?
no, but those who don't drink will get the water. But see, men has to be programmed and has to be planned. He has to set his and plan. Woman could react and jump into anything. Woman could fall in love overnight. Men take a while to fall in love. You gotta sell yourself to the man. You gotta he gotta in his mind, he gotta see you.
And you
Awesome.
better have a good sale pitch,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta be a good person. You gotta be what he looking for. And the whole line. But woman just
Sometimes y'all don't know what you're looking for.
right. So that's why I tell you we gotta think through it. It's a process. Okay, so go back to the conversation we're having. Why men and why all the young men today seems like they're aggressive and violent because mental issues. Mental issues are taking over our country and we hide it.
And what do you think the main mental issue is for men?
Men are not sure of themselves where they want to be and what they want to do and where they want to go.
Why is that?
Because it goes back to the home base. Your mother and my mother train you. Multitask. She train you how to cook, clean, iron, wash this. But we specifically say to the man, go outside, wash the car. We gave him one specific rule. So he wired that way from a child. He wired from a child.
To take one thing at a time.
But what women want, they want to miss the engine. Clicking on all cylinder. You know, the 4 piston, they want 4 working one time. Because a woman could go in the kitchen, she could start washing, start cooking, she could put the children to sleep, and she could tell me she loved me at the same time. See, a woman could do that. But a man, if he's focusing on you at this moment, he got to say, well, Melanie, you know, I can sit here and give him a chance. I get there. So he only one thing at a time. So if he paying his mouth, his words come on his mouth. Oh, you trying to kill me? I trying to do one thing. You trying to kill me? But you multi-person. You doing so many things at one time. But he only do one thing at a time. And so we were trained that way from birth, from
Childhood.
right. So woman understand the role of multitasking, right? Men can't. So if you frustrate me, I can't control my frustration
Okay.
because I only can do one thing at a time. So you're frustrating me when you're trying to get me to do 2 things, 3 things one time. And what happened? That's we have all this crime with these young boys today. All these young boys kill. They get frustrated.
Easily.
Yeah, because they have this mental issues. And mental issue in this country is not. See, you look around and go around. Most of the young men today, like they're going crazy. They walk on the street up and down, talking to themselves. Ooh, ain't talking to themselves in the house and computers all day. They can't deal with the old world situation because that's why they stay inside, locked down.
So how do you address that though? Because men are supposed to be the leaders. How do you address that?
You got to address it. There's so many ways to address it, but it has to be a process, a slow process. Okay, look at society, and then I put it back into relationship. Let's look at society. Society is built with church. Let's say the Christian society. Let's just go there.
Mm-hmm.
Most men in our era grown up in the church. The church was our bedrock. The church steered us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our belief, everything was from the church. So the church was built on this principle, pretty nice setup. So we follow that nice, pretty pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Today, most young men don't even go to church, so they don't have the pattern,
Okay.
the base. You see, because the homes are single mothers. Single mothers do well, but you still need that two things you're missing: the godly principles.
Mm-hmm.
That's the consciousness to pull you
Mm-hmm.
back when you know you're going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're going wrong. Secondly, the male figure who understand what the man is going through. See, a woman, like I say, she multitasking. She get
And we
frustrated.
think differently.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she get frustrated.
Quicker,
She get frustrated
emotionally.
she get frustrated when you're not moving with her
Mm-hmm.
and multitasking with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she start. First thing she can call the boy, dumb, stupid, lazy. Words that is powerful. Words that,
Damaging to me.
yeah, when you use these words to a man,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, especially in relationship, he rebelled. Because he's saying, you don't have no respect for me.
I would think anyone who says that to an adult
But,
is not respectful.
the problem is this. Woman and trying to get your attention. That's what she's trying. She's trying to wake you up.
So therefore, she need to use better words.
Yeah, but at that time she's frustrated. So she in herself don't understand all
How
the
the
complex.
male,
Yeah,
yeah.
the makeup of the male and the complex.
Psyche.
Right.
So when you say they have mental issues, I was thinking like, are they sick in the head? But basically, it is the cognitive processes that is
Right.
rather very slow.
The breakdown. Yeah, the family structure. All of the breakdown. See, some mothers think they're doing good when they say, "I working hard and I providing for you," but all you're doing is making the situation worse.
How?
Because if you providing for a child who don't even care about you and respect you, all you doing is spoiling the child
So
to rebel more.
so the
Go ahead, put it
Okay.
back. Put it back. Put a question.
my question would be, does the child really not like the parent, or is it that, as you mentioned, the rebellion and the inability to maybe communicate, and then if they become frustrated because the parent is an overpowering
Right.
individual,
Right. And the
right?
parent, no parent.
So what the child is not that the child doesn't like the parent, the child doesn't like the approach that the parent takes.
In most cases, and the child, okay, when a boy, let's go right to the point, the source, is locked in the house, and the computer and the games is his friend.
Only friends.
That's what grown him up. Okay, so look at what happens. His communication skills is poor because he's locked inside. So the minute he steps out,
He doesn't want to be bothered
Ah,
because he's used to
you got it.
being
You got it.
by himself.
Right.
And so therefore, it speaks to the way that men are being raised.
Right. But women,
Are
wouldn't,
raising the
but
boys.
women wouldn't let men raise the children.
Is that so?
I tell you why. Because most women know their son has some issues. They protect their sons. They love them so much. That's the protection.
Well, how about,
Mm-hmm.
see, the thing about it is protection is only needed or engaged when there is a sense of threat. So, what is she protecting them from?
If she understands her child is a houseboy, and you trying to frustrate him to get out, but she knows he's a houseboy,
Right.
she will protect him and try to get him to stay inside because she knows she knows the outside world will destroy him.
So, does the father not recognize that?
The father wants him to be balanced. So the father will say, boy, come out this room. And then the mother of fear, see, fear is a big thing. The mother fear that if he goes out there, he's going to smoke dope, he's going to get killed, because all this going on now, killing and all this going on. So the fear of of the fear from the mother. See, the mother's
She's one to protect.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're talking about fear from the external
Yeah.
threats, not within the home
Right.
or from the
so,
father
so
himself.
you have the see. So then now you create this in the home, this animosity between mother, father, son, and then the pulling hauling start. Mother pulling one way and father, and then the child in the middle, because now the child's smart enough to sense that what's going on.
There's no unity
There's no-
between
and so the child,
as to direction to be taken with him.
yeah. So the child developed. Watch this now. He developed in the middle himself, protection. So he put up this wall on both parties. I ain't listening. No, you're crazy. You're driving me crazy. So now when you come as the male to put down the hammer, you can't do it.
And so how that translates now into the relationship that they engage in as adults.
Okay, as adult, you takes on my good daughter. This guy take on my good daughter. Okay, you done selfish because you stuck in this room. So you selfish. So my good daughter who now trained to take care of you, or who trained
To lead a particular life
yeah.
and make a home and
Right.
communicate
Because-
and all those things
because-
that women do.
Because I sit her down and I let her know, no, this is the way to go. This is not the way to go. On this is, and any problem you have, you sit together and you talk about it. So now in relationship, he bring his baggage of, I am not listening to any woman.
Oh man,
Or no, but actually,
as my own
I
man.
talk about relationship now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am not listening to no woman.
Okay. No
'Cause
woman
first-
leading my life
Yeah,
as the man.
because my mother drive my father's crazy, and I see in this. So I'm not letting you drive me crazy. So yes, no. So you, women always say men don't talk and communicate because that's how it was from home. Come from a place where
Nobody
you-
bothered them. They just left them to their quiet space.
Right.
So when they come into a relationship now, they want to be left in their quiet
Right.
space.
So my words to you is this: if me and you will have a relationship, and I meet you, and I come from a home like that, hear my words. Now listen to these words carefully. These are fighting words. Woman, shut up. Cook food, clean my clothes, and open up your leg. Now
Oh dear.
you just do that and everything will be fine. You see? Yeah. And so it's unspoken word.
You know, that is powerful, and it is something that young women really need to hear, because oftentimes as women we are inclined to move towards the male that is well mannered, less spoken. We ain't going to nobody who
talk.
boisterous
Yep.
and like to talk, and and be the clown.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You into
maybe
that.
if they share a joke every now and again, but that is a very good marker for, I guess, kind of predicting
Mm-hmm.
the kind of life you will have with the male that you choose. And I guess that is why it is important to socialize with someone that you're dating to see exactly how
Mm-hmm.
they interact in social settings, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, there are some guys who interact very well in social settings,
Yeah.
but
But
when they get
the community skills
one
is
on one with you,
they don't want to be one. And and and, and
God.
women, single girls may wonder. It's a boy. It's a big conversation out there on the
Mm-hmm.
street, out there in the club, out there in the restaurant, out there in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get home, it's all about the bedroom. Yeah,
Quietness.
all about the bedroom.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let's wop wop wop. You do your 3 minutes in your bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then the man turn over and snore.
Wow.
And women I wonder why this happening to them. See, there's a lot of things stem from, I call it,
Mm-hmm.
mental issues. See, you don't see it deep down the road. You listen. Some men can't handle strong women,
That's true.
and that's a mental issue. They get frustrated. Some
Mm-hmm.
men can't handle too much argument. They get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Some men can't rational.
That's true.
They get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's some especially don't like to be questioned.
right,
Don't ask me no question.
but underlying issues. It's a lot of underlying issues
Mm-hmm.
comes from the family. A lot of you could look at family traits. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. The father beats his wife, and you find out that most times the son. It's a
Yeah.
it's a mental family genes that pass down sometimes. Most times you don't want to break the cycle. And then it could be another issue, mental could be another issue where you say, I want to move far left from my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the good quality you drop it, but you ain't want none. You don't I give you an example of what I'm talking about. You don't want to go to church because you see your mother going to church and live a lie. So you ain't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that see, there's so much issues that we don't confront that our parents pass down into our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of relationships that is not happy because of these issues. And I was talking to a group of guys and they were asking me questions about something. And you know what? When you have a relationship, most times you lying in the bed
Mm-hmm.
with your significant other, boyfriend, whatever, wife,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you discover I really not truly in love with this person. I like this person, and then you think, one of the guys said, if I die, are you hoping the person to die? Watch this now, because you want to
Move on.
be with somebody else.
So why the person have to die
The
before you to do
reason,
that?
the reason, now watch it. This deep stuff. The reason being that I don't want to get up from here
Mm-hmm.
in this bed
Mm-hmm.
and hurt your feelings.
Wow. So you rather me
I
die?
rather you if you die, you make it easy for me.
Whoa.
You answer me, like they say, you answer my prayer.
Had my prayers answered.
Yeah, and see, they will move on a long time because the complication is so great. Let me explain to you. We got 4 children. We got this house together. It's so complicated. And then if I leave, I gotta still pay this bill here.
Mm-hmm.
It's so complicated. So most times, people lying in the bed in the night,
Wow.
they not. Their mind is someplace else because their parent tell them that's supposed to be your wife. You marry your parent. So you tussling with this because your parent, even your parent at home, is telling you, well, I don't like this one. Even though you married her, but I don't like this one. I like so and so. So those and mental issues,
Yeah.
same thing. So you go in your bed at night thinking about what your parents say. Mentally, you believe in your parent. Your parent is next to God. When you hear your parent or your
See
mother,
friends out.
she next to God. So now here, so you mentally you start accepting this and become a habit. You hardly could sleep with this mental what I can do. My mother don't like this woman, but I married this girl, and I wish I
But
had a
then
better.
too, when that happens, then you begin to see all the faults and find the
Ah,
faults with the
you gone
individual,
ahead. You gone ahead. You
and
go ahead.
and
You
and
got it.
that.
See that?
So the mental aspect of it, again,
Is
it is very complex. But you are quite right. People have a lot of things going on in their head.
you will be amazed how many people living together really don't want to be together, and for different reasons. Somebody be for money, somebody be for sex, somebody be for, I like somebody else and somebody else make me happy, and but I stuck here, and I was doing this. I heard. See, ain't nobody can tell me nothing. I telling you what I hear. I hear people say, "I hope my husband die."
Wow.
You going out there, sweetheart? No, I hope he dead when he gonna make my life easy.
That's anger, though.
Yeah.
That's anger.
Most times it'll be anger. It's the fact that they want to die because of this.
The benefits.
No, they really not in love. See,
Isn't it because they hurt, or you think?
no,
Be-
no, 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 no.
No.
Most cases, people marry wrong.
Okay, for the wrong reasons.
Wrong reason, wrong person. They like it. I could marry you today, but I really like your sister.
Okay.
And because I can't have your sister, you're the closest thing to me.
Wow.
I
So you
marry
settle.
you,
You
yeah.
settle for somebody
yeah,
else.
I marry you, but I still looking at your sister gonna be close to me. It's real world. See, this
Still
is
have
real
a
world.
desire
Yeah.
for the sister.
Yeah, and they're trying some mental issue because when you can't sleep at night and you worrying about what your mother say, it becomes deeper than
Just
you need.
words. Yeah.
You now need help. See, a lot of folks don't understand because it's just like you have a sleeping problem and you can't sleep. If you don't take that in hand, that becomes stress. That becomes sickness. It moves from one stage to the next.
Yeah.
So if you have in your head and you lying in your bed and you in love with me, but you marry somebody else, you keep on thinking, what I doing? Then it become an issue where you can't sleep in your bed because you worrying with me. You're turning all night. And you know what? Sometimes you ask your significant other, what's the problem?
And
They can't tell you
No.
because they know if they tell you,
Yeah.
it's deeper than that. So all these mental issues.
But you don't think, though, that people are suffering needlessly? Because just how you may have this turmoil in your head, your partner may be going through the same turmoil. The fact that, this man don't love me, I don't need to be with him.
Well, every day in your relationship, marriage, single or not, you hear that same conversation.
That's why people need
People
to
say-
learn how to communicate.
People say, well, you don't love me because you don't show me love. Or you don't care about me because you even don't come home.
Remember the
You-
language of love, right?
Yeah.
You gotta know the language that your partner speaks and be able to speak it for them. And likewise, they speak your language. So
But majority of Bahamian men,
they don't take the time to
no,
learn.
they are kings in their home.
Yeah, and they don't really,
See,
it
we-
don't matter what the woman
Yeah,
wants.
yeah, exactly. And so what had happened? Most of them are kings in their home because that's how they get treated. And Bahamian women treat them like kings, so they ain't worrying about what you want. It's about them. It's about you wanting my money So I do what I want to do because
So
because the woman
there's
has
no
shown.
respect, there is no
No,
care, there's no concern,
they they they,
and no interest.
they show care 3 times a year: Christmas, Valentine, and birthday. That's they show it, and they go buy you a gift,
And that's because it's expected,
and
not
because
because they really want to do it.
they buy it, and you go, ooh. Prime example tonight, churches be crowded. People all run the church. One night, you think I go into church, and once I start the year in church, God forgive me or God bless me, and I straight.
Protect you for the whole year.
Yeah, I straight. And some people only go one times a year, and so
Unless there's a wedding, a funeral, or a
yeah,
christening.
and so that's another mental issue. You got to be mentally crazy or mentally to think that you can go to church once a year and God should bless you.
But guess what? Your presence in church is not an indication of your relationship with God.
Exactly.
No matter how much people,
And don't matter how much time you go to church. Because most people who go to church, their presence with God isn't.
they go because of some other reason.
Yeah. Because when they come out of church.
Habit,
Right.
tradition.
So when they come out of church.
That's the only time they get to see their friends, and they want to portray a particular
Right.
image to those around them. But it ain't what it seems, you know.
But you see, when we talk about mental issues, right? And we talk about mental issues with man, we have to do more in that area to help men.
And I think it begins in the home, though.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you didn't really tap into as much, and that is the modeling of the male role.
Yeah. See the male role has gone from head of the home to nothing.
To money, to
Yeah.
just to
Just money.
providing the money.
Just dump the money. I don't want you to watch now. Watch, woman. I don't want nothing to do with my children because you can't handle these children. These children, you and these children, you too aggressive, and I don't want you to be. Watch this now. I don't want you to be beating my children.
But they are children too.
No,
They are children.
they're her children.
When it comes to the beating.
Yeah. The only time you're your children is when she needs you to go buy something for them.
Pay the
And-
school fee, pay
yeah,
the bills
yeah,
to keep them
yeah,
going.
Yeah.
But-
And don't even think about taking them to church because.
But mind you, in all honesty, the majority of Bahamian men do not really know how to be a father.
Because go back to what's happened in the home. They're not trained. See, when I say trained, I don't mean daddy taking them out church. I'm talking about a decent father in the house that they can watch. They can model
See,
themselves.
exactly.
Model themselves from.
Right.
What they seeing, they don't want to even model themselves.
And not only see, but you know that boy talk.
Yeah.
Fathers telling them.
I don't have no
and-
time for that. I'm trying to make money, trying to pay bills. I ain't got time
So
for that.
at the end of the day, the successive generations are doing likewise, and they're even more withdrawn from. And like you say, everything is confined to the bedroom, and the woman now has to be the one to say, "Let's do this, let's do that. I'm tired of this. Let's do something different." Because,
But
yes,
growing up-
workhorse is what Bahamian men are. Workhorses.
Growing up, I used to take my sons to the basketball game with me. I used to take. Now men don't want no children behind them because the men chasing women. So they don't want no children behind them. That's you blocking
So
my
that's
hustle.
another modeling
Right.
opportunity
So you
missed.
So my son, if I don't be careful, he model himself after me.
That's
That
what they
I
do.
chasing women, so I don't want it behind me.
Okay.
So
Not on, and that you don't want him to learn how to chase women. You don't want him to go back home and tell the mother that's
right.
what you're doing
Yeah.
out there.
And then we have another issues. What I know is a mental issue. Men having their sons smoking with their sons, drinking with their sons, like they we friends. That's a mental. See, me
Why
and my,
you say it's a mental?
let me tell you why it's a mental issue. Because of me and you you my son
Mm-hmm.
or my daughter, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and me and you could cuss one another.
Mm-hmm.
We have some. There's something mental about that.
Well, the boundaries are not clearly
Right,
established.
so that is a mental problem because the
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, me and you cussing one another, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you cuss me too much now,
Right.
you decided.
When do you show me some level of respect?
But that's what mental is a part about. Because then when
Mm-hmm.
you don't start, then you gonna try to tell me, hold on, I your father.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you,
that's why you have fights and
yeah,
disrespect and
yeah.
all the things that
There is
happen.
so many breakdown
Mm-hmm.
in the Bahamas today, and you hear me always talk about young men. Please stop the killing on the street.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of them have mental issues.
Well, I know anger is
Yeah,
definitely, and then there's this thing of not taking last
yeah,
and
yeah.
not forgetting,
You
and you
disrespecting me.
get me. Oh yeah, the disrespect.
Yeah,
So it's like I'm the king, but it's only one king in the world. There can't be two.
yeah.
But mutual respect, yeah, being able to respect.
And water don't hold on hill.
No,
All right, if water don't hold on hill, why these young men think that they can put water on top of hill?
meaning.
It's all about them.
Oh,
They're the
okay.
king of the hill,
Mm,
and only them could have water on top of the hill. And anybody come and take that water, let the water roll up the hill, that's a problem.
mm,
Because I'm the king on top of this hill,
mm.
and this my hill. You just come now. You
So
ain't
it's
do nothing.
territorial.
Yeah,
Mm,
and that's what we having in the community:
mm-hmm,
territorial boundaries.
mm-hmm.
You have a girlfriend. She decided to talk to one of your friends.
Oh Lord.
You got an issue.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you have a mental problem. Your mental problem
So
is you
that's
own human beings.
insecurities.
Yeah, your insecurity. You own. You bought.
Another individual.
You own. Where you get in your mind. Think about this problem, people. In your mind, somebody born a child, but you all of a sudden you take territory. This your child. This
Mm-hmm.
this your human.
Mm-hmm. You
And so
own ownership.
ownership.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be mental in your head to think like that. That's why we have another mental, and that's what killing our country.
So we really do need to have the family unit reestablished so that the role clarification is not only modeled but it's taught, and the values that undergird how we live from day to day needs to be passed on. It needs to be
We need
exemplified.
to go back and start over,
Mm.
start a new page, because when a young man, see, let me give you a real mental problem.
Mm-hmm.
When a young man take up a gun, kill somebody,
Mm-hmm.
right? He can have mental issues because where you get off, you can kill somebody, and you believe at the end of the day
Nothing's supposed
nothing's
to
supposed to
happen.
happen. You have see, you have that's a majority of
That's
mental
a
problem.
serious misconception.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that is serious.
Deranged,
Yes, you
deranged,
deranged your
mentally
mind.
deranged. Yeah,
It's gone some way,
yeah.
and we need to bring back this parenting skills.
And
Children
also the
having children.
extended family too.
That's what's going on. In the community, we we stop talking to the children because we feel, boy, that's Mr. So and so children, and she don't want nobody talk. Let me give you Bahamian people and you people out there something. There's parent called me all the time out there, dying for somebody to talk to their children,
Mm-hmm.
dying. So all they lost. I remember this Jamaican lady called me. I know I told you about this, and her son was war of a gang, and she went to the school over and over,
Mm-hmm.
and she reached out to me. Somebody turned on to me, and she asked me if I can talk to this little boy. And having a conversation with this little boy starts spilling all kind of thing. I mean, he make me want to run.
Mm-hmm.
I supposed to be the one
Mm-hmm.
to stare him.
Mm-hmm.
He telling me about how he called his daddy. Daddy tell him he busy. Don't call him. He
Okay.
say then when he had the neighbor children um, bullying him, he tell his mother his mother going there talk to them child, tell them behave, but she was too, say,
Too
she's
soft.
too nice. Say
Mm-hmm.
why every time the children, and he said so he had to take his own matter in his own hand.
Mm-hmm. So he had no recourse.
Yeah,
And a lot of young people feel that they don't have any
right.
recourse.
And like I said to him, so you pick up a knife and you take it to school, and you think that stabbing the boy was going to stop it. You think that was the issue? Well, Mr. Williams, let me tell you a story. And he said, just like this, I'll tell you a story. Stabbing him, the rest will stand red and they will stop fooling with me. That's the mental, that's how they think. So folks, so this is a serious problem. It ain't gonna stop anytime soon
Until,
until, and the police is listen to
until.
me, the police is a joke. The police comes at the end when the situation is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And the police can't stop no problem. Because when a man makes his mind up to do something,
Mm-hmm.
no police can stop it. It's a mindset. It's a mental mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And once a man set his mind, like the sweetheart,
Because now there are so many unresolved
so
issues,
much issues going on.
and the child feels he has no one to turn to.
No one.
So he takes it on himself to defend himself. But it is very important that parents have conversation. If each parent was to purposefully have communication with their children and find out how was your day, what's going well, is there anything that you know you need that you're not getting from me or anywhere else. But we are too busy working, mothers and fathers, and we have these kids and we feel that as long as we are paying the school fee, providing the food and the clothes, that is all the child needs. No, the child needs communication, because just like we have discovered, if they don't develop those skills within their immediate social environment, they're not able to transfer it anywhere because it don't exist.
Yes.
So we really need to dedicate more time into communicating with our children.
And our streets are ugly now. We don't need nobody come here in a coat suit to talk foolishness. That time is finished. You believe you're going off to school and you come back and you can talk because you's Mr. So and so. Listen, their days are finished. You need, because see, the child smarter than you think. When you come talk to him the next time, he done telling you, well, oh, on you my Miss so and so, and you just go around to my sister around the corner. See, we can't play. This ain't no time to play. Children, they ain't gonna listen to nobody.
That's why so many of them have turned away from many of the traditions that we were raised on.
Yeah.
Because they see the duplicity, they see the what they call it now, hypocrisy, right? We're saying one thing and we're doing something completely different.
And you're right with that. See, and mentally, people are coming to a resting place to realize it's easy to go with the norm.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
easy
so
to go with
sad.
the norm. It's easy to go with the gang banging. It's easy to go with the sweethearting. It's easy to go with the cursing and lying and thieving. It's easier. To go against the grain is too hard. Use a sissy. So
You don't get no extra brownie points for being good.
exactly. And so it's cheaper you just go along with the program sometimes.
Or so it seems, but
So
it's
see,
not necessary.
but at the end of the day, you come. See, we forget God. Long time. We forget principles, and we are not disciplined. Our country is becoming so undisciplined. You won't believe it.
But you know what has been going through my head is like the more things change, the more they remain the same. meaning that we have this wealth of opportunities in so many different areas of our lives. But at the end of the day, are we any better? Do we see any progress and improvement in successive generations? It seems as if they're going backwards rather than forwards.
See, see, value, value is gone out the door.
Principles,
Yeah, to be a virtuous woman is bad now.
taboo.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, so
if
what was once
if you
taboo is
ain't
now the
if you
norm.
ain't if you ain't if you ain't showing your little breasts,
Cleavage.
yeah, if you ain't showing your little breasts, you you ain't ready.
Okay.
And if you ain't doing certain things, you ain't ready. If you ain't dancing and shaking, every time I go on Facebook now, they got these girls and these mini skirt and the bungie showing and the breast show. And so that is what's trending. So if you ain't do that, sister, you ain't saying nothing. How about having somebody that I know what they got when I open their clothes and in the bedroom and I go, oh Jesus, I
So in
shock.
essence, let there be an element of surprise.
Yeah,
Don't. I guess to say that's why it's called private, right? Things that are private are concealed. They're not open and accessible to every member of the public. And so I think those are the values that we need to be continuously passing on to our children. And you know what is another thing too? Believe it or not, it really does take a village to raise a child. And everyone has taken their hands off. And it's like we glory in seeing other people's children fail
yeah.
as opposed to pulling them aside and say, darling, you know, like they did us when we were children,
Yeah,
point us in the right direction.
yeah.
It takes a community,
But
and we have to restore that care and concern for each other
is
back into our
and
communities.
you know it's good to be 80 and living. Let me tell you, a lot of young men ain't gonna reach 80. The road they going now, they can't reach 80. But it's good to be 80 and living because the wealth of knowledge you have, the wealth of understanding, to survive to be 80
The
is just
experience and
is
everything.
just is just unique in its way.
It's
And
a blessing.
and the reason I say 80 because a lot of Bahamians don't respect 80-year-old.
Hmm.
Boy, get your old side aside. You done been your time. You done do you
Disrespect.
do.
Yeah.
We don't even listen to them. We don't even treat them with
They don't
respect.
see the wisdom.
We don't even watch this now. We don't even we,
Step aside and help them.
you know what we do to them?
Push them
When they
on the side.
talking, we let
Shut
them
them down.
we let them talk because we give them plenty of respect. We say, oh, he crazy, let him talk. He's the boss, okay. Because they know they can do what they want to do and they ain't gonna check for. So they leave him in the corner and they all jump in the car and go and leave him, let him talk. They have a high respect for him. Only when he talking, but nobody listening. And
And
it's
that's
good
something.
and it's good to let him talk because I ain't listening. At least he happy. And I ain't gotta feed him no more. And I ain't gotta send him. He on his own. He doing his own thing. That's what we do to old people. All that wisdom and knowledge, we just take it for granted. But if you sit down and listen
Listen,
sometime,
you learn some stuff.
you may learn some stuff. Even a drunk man, they give some good advice sometimes.
Yep.
And so we don't have no listening skills. That is what killing men today in the Bahamas. Listening skills. I come to tell you, that's what I'm about the last to tell you. If our men will have listening skills, if sometimes, watch this now, y'all gonna be shocked out there. All y'all people gonna be shocked out there. All y'all call me male chauvinist. Is sometimes we listen to women. Listen to the
Save
words
the
I say again.
day.
Is sometimes we listen to women, we be better off. I explain this in great length now. I got time, I could do it. I know there's time that if I listen to women, I wouldn't be in the predicament I am to sometime. But because we have this thing where we men, I ain't listening to you. All
You
you do
ain't
is
know nothing. Women ain't know
yeah.
nothing.
All
That's
you do is running your mouth.
the mental stance of most
But
men.
let me speak to a man. Let me speak to men now. Speaking to men, a woman can see another woman coming. A man can't see it. He think he see it, but a woman can see it before you. So a woman tell you, boy, I watching you. Watch this, watch that, and you say, oh, ain't so. Woman and see something you don't know because you
A
know how
mile away.
you know how they know. They woman. They know the tax. It only come probably different in color, but red, black, yellow, all the same. Woman and see the coming. And if sometimes you listen to some of these women, business transactions we make, we get ourselves in trouble. Most times, women tell you, well, I would, whole lot right there. You say, well, listen to talking, she never be in no business in her life. What are you talking? Common sense sometimes.
Life.
And sometimes, women, because they're move with emotions and heart and their heart, they could feel some things. So then they see it and they feel it coming. I learned this from my mother. She said, boy, she's called me like this, boy, Anthony, let me tell you something. If I were you, I'd leave that alone. And I was fool enough to go and touch it. And I want you to know,
As Tamika.
Tamika, hi Tamika. Yeah, I want you to know, even in relationship, woman helps the relationship to grow better than men. Woman, listen what I say.
Nurturing. That's our nurturing
Yeah, but I want,
ability.
and let me tell you how when I talk about men, mental. Listen to this. I put this in. I can round this up. When you talk about woman come, because if it wasn't for woman, man, you wouldn't get married. Most of us wouldn't. Most of them wouldn't be married. If it wasn't for women, most of them wouldn't have home to build in, home to live in. Because the woman is a boy, I need somebody to stay. I try to get this man to get his house. Woman.
Won't have no one to call you daddy either.
Eh, exactly. Woman bring these children in the world. All right? And so, when we sit down, men, we has to give these women props.
After all, that's why
Yeah.
God made us, right?
And so,
He named us helpmeet.
helpmate, yeah. And so, we men has to stop our mental stupidness. That's what it is. Being stupid. Just some things we just so ignorant and stupid. And so we has to learn to stop and think. You know, I had a friend, and I'm gonna close with this because we can talk about New Year's the last comment. I have a friend who used to tell me about his wife all the time. You know, this woman this and this woman that and this woman this and that woman that. And one day I say, but what did you do? He say, oh, I doing everything. I do everything all the time. This woman, this woman. I say, well, okay, so you cook, you clean, you you take care of the children. You, he say, but I pay the bills. I say, hold on, hold on, hold on. All right. So what the woman do, it doesn't value nothing. Only your money value. Only what the woman do, that values. So what the woman do, cook, clean, take care of you, take care of children, ain't value nothing in the house. Only because we bring the money. That's all. Us.
That's all that
That's
matters.
it. That's all that matters.
Money matters.
Money matters. Nothing. She says, yeah, because I could do to another woman. I could do another woman. I ain't gonna do it. And I
But
said,
the other woman will have to do the same thing.
so I said, my friend, I'm gonna let you talk. You have the whole show now, man. I said, my friend, listen to this. I gotta say something to you. You ever heard a story about happy wife,
Happy life.
happy life? So he said, what are you talking about? I say, brother, if you learn that, you even have no problem. Some things you just gotta learn by getting your head hit, because your head hot.
Mm.
And when you learn that, so you say, "What you mean?" I say, "Well, if you pay the bills and she do the rest, or she chip in whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's a balance. You got a good woman. You got a good. You got a good woman. Come into my way. Let me tell you. I cook, clean, do it. Pay the bills. You can sell
Oh,
that. So,
Lord.
so, so, so. This is why talking about the mental issues.
But you see,
See,
Tony,
he has
too.
a mental issue because he don't.
Yeah.
He have a mental issue. He don't understand.
Not only that,
Mm.
he is actually um, manifesting what is the common
Common.
belief,
Yeah.
right? Everybody think that, oh, I make the money, but people need to put a cost to all the things that women do in their families,
Man and woman. Yeah.
and they would be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's a balance.
equivalent,
Yeah. It's
right?
correct.
And the thing is, like you say, happy wife, happy life, right? But happy husband, same thing.
It's both.
Same thing,
But what I'm saying,
because
he's complaining,
we
and I
have
was
to.
saying to him, if you will just for a moment stop complaining,
Mm-hmm.
sit back,
Focus, yeah.
take your mental problems out of your head,
Mm-hmm.
because you only think in one way. You got to be mentally insane that you could think just for you and have a relationship. It
Yeah,
don't work.
no.
So that's what I'm gonna come to.
And every day is a new day.
Right.
No day.
Most men believe it's about them.
Yeah.
That is a mental issue.
Mm.
That's my lesson for the day.
Yeah.
Until men understand it's not just about them.
Right. It's a two-way thing.
And that's a mental issue.
Yeah.
That's a serious mental issue man have. Until woman understands that, sisters, you're all in for a long run.
Yeah. And women need to understand that they need to raise their men, their sons,
Yep.
to be the man that they know a woman would
But
benefit from having, not somebody who just want to pay the bills and get in bed.
all these,
Interact.
all the way,
Do all these good things
whoever
together.
here today on the show,
Mm-hmm.
all of your,
Those who are watching.
yeah, those are
yeah.
watching on it. If you check stock what I'm talking about, men will drop their pants, men will go in the bathroom, men will leave the soap, put the towel, this, that, everything all over. He leave everything when he eat the food, he will leave the plate, everything. Leave it for the woman to come do it.
Handmaiden.
Right. So now
Share the load. Just
he
share the
have a
load.
mental problem, but we leave that he should leave everything on you, and he expect you to come to bed too, and open your leg. So after you done work hard, so it can't work. So these men who have these issues has to go back and research
Think.
themselves
Yeah. Think it.
and
Think
research
it
them-
through.
and think it through
Mm-hmm.
to make your life more
Happy.
happier. You have to chip in too. It ain't just about you. You ain't the only dude control cock, because that's what y'all believe. All the next dude down the road to do the same, he believe the same thing. So it ain't only you one believe you only, because 9 times out of 10 your mouth bigger than your thought. Your mouth bigger than what you're talking about, because you're only talking with mouth. Because the woman saying, he must ain't know what time down the road just do last night. So anyway, before I get off course, what I like to do is close our show. Melanie, you got anything to say?
Nope. It's the last day, last few hours of 2021, and I am grateful. This has been a quiet year. It's our second year in COVID conditions, and God has been good to us as a nation, but also as individuals. And I am happy. I'm still in the land of the living. I have been in restricted living conditions
But you was always old school.
by
so-
choice, but
Old
at the
school.
same time, I'm happy, I'm content. I'm still in contact with the world. My friends are still all a part of my circle. I haven't lost anyone to that I could think of
But you
this
all,
year. So this year has been a pretty good year. I know of people that have died, but you
you all
know,
are nurses, right?
family and
Majority of y'all are
friends
nurses, right?
are all well. I am a retired
Yeah, so
nurse.
you all should be able to take care of yourself in this COVID.
Oh, I do take care of myself. But
So,
then guess what? Nurses are in such high demand. Um, they've been, it has always been, where some nurses neglect themselves for the opportunity to make more money. And there's always the need, well, let's say there's always the interest to have more. But sometimes we have to take stock and preserve ourselves. At the end of the day, you know what I say? What sense does it make for me to go there and make that excess money and I have to turn around and pay for medical care because I have been neglecting myself?
but I thought I would have married a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I have this thing for nurse because I think the nurses are the one. When I was growing up, I thought nurses was the best thing that ever happened to a man.
Yeah.
And I just think only thing I think about how the nurse would rub my back, how they
Okay.
rub me down. How they can
Mm.
take care of me and rub me down.
Well, I'll have you know all women are nurses.
Well, that might be true, but you know what I find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nurses has a thing for pastors.
Oh, okay.
A lot of nurses marry pastors.
Okay.
Check it. They marry somebody that goes into church and become a pastor, whatever.
Okay.
That's their, because I then nurture its spirit.
Mm.
And so, folks out there, if coming a new year, me and Melanie under the tree, we ain't going nowhere. God can bless us to be right here. And our show in the new year can be 10 times better than it was before. And so I want you to know, when we come to you, we coming to you now on Saturdays evening, all Saturday, not Sundays. 3 o'clock, Saturday evenings. Good time,
3 o'clock?
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
That was not what we agreed.
Okay, wherever. Well, we coming to you on Saturday, and we can open up. We coming in your house, and we expect to be accepted in your house. And so we got some topics on this world, and you're gonna love it. And it's been a rough year. COVID have all us bang up. We can't go for expensive dinner and go for junkanoo
No
and
man,
go.
people still going out for dinner and all of that.
But
You
I,
could do. I mean, you ain't had no junkanoo, but
but I say,
this Christmas was better in terms of going out and
yeah.
all of
But
that.
I say this: don't worry about COVID. COVID can be all right. Live your life.
But live it sensibly.
Yeah, and enjoy your life, and enjoy this day because you don't know if you're coming to see the next year. See, this may you never know if this year is your last. I can preach now.
This day, this very day. I mean, for some people, they bring in the new year with the setting of the sun, but others wait until 12 midnight.
Mm.
But who is to say, depending on the point at which you observe, that you will actually live to see the
Yeah,
1st of
well,
January
well,
2020.
well. For me, my New Year's start because I from Australia, down under.
So you done in the new
Yeah,
year.
I can be in the New Year. So what I'm saying to y'all, I want you to enjoy this time. Enjoy this. You know what? I wish we had a bottle of apple
Bubbly?
cider and have my big cigar, even if I don't light it.
What kind of cigar that would be?
Or Cuban or
Fever
whatever.
grass cigar.
Yeah,
Eh?
that would. Once I don't light it, I can make. Let me tell you, I can make cigar. I can.
Or the breadfruit cigar.
Yeah.
That look like a tobacco leaf,
Yeah, look
actually.
at tobacco leaf. I can make my cigar. But what I'm saying, right? I want you to enjoy this because God promised you 2 score and 10.
3.
3 score? Okay. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to 3. Last time I checked, it was 2. God, you cheated on me.
I mean, you live only to see 50.
Yeah. And so, what I'm saying to y'all, enjoy. Party like it's tomorrow. See, I don't care what the people say and the Christians say. Christians should party too. There's a way you could party. You don't have to get drunk and fall over, but you can have a good time and bring in the new year right.
Mm-hmm.
And bring in the new year happy. Happy because this COVID ain't going nowhere anytime soon, right? this COVID ain't going nowhere anytime soon. And so I want you to enjoy this every moment. But somebody say something to me, let me answer them.
Okay, you have Tamika, which says it's true we teach our daughters to clean, cook, and care for the kids, keep a good home, and forget that our young men need the same teaching. And then we have Denise Winder McPhee
Hey Denise.
saying
It's fine.
interesting. Yes.
It's fine.
Okay. So we just want to really say thank you to all of our faithful followers. We're actually going into our second year.
It's 30.
I mean, the end of our second year.
30.
Well, this is our second, but July was our launch. So we're
yeah.
basically a year and a half since we've been doing
See, I got my
this
I got
weekly
my cigar. I got my cigar.
breadfruit leaf. And you know, we are so grateful. We're thankful to our regular followers. We highlight so many people from week to week, but we're just gonna say, you know who you are. You know that we truly appreciate you, your support, your following, and we welcome more comments. We welcome more suggestions and ideas. Fortunately, Tony gets around and people are asking. So we noticed we were talking about the gift of life and love, and somehow we focused mainly on the issue and interests of the followers, and that was, you know, looking at men and their role and what is underlying. And so, as we go into the new year, we want to encourage you to give suggestions on any topic that you'd like for us to discuss. Most of our discussions is from a Bahamian perspective, but we also try to mingle in, you know, what is happening globally.
Let me if I ask you a question,
Mm-hmm.
and folks out there with me, if you would say, give me one name that you say will be a hero of the year. One name of somebody that give be a hero of the year. You got any heroes this year?
Hmm.
Very difficult to think about one name.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't much, eh? That's Paul.
Well, the thing about it is, who is a hero, you know, and that's where my problem will come in pinpointing an individual.
I can give you a hero.
Mm-hmm.
There's one come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's more, but Lawrence Rule.
Okay, the prophet.
Yeah, feeding
Okay.
the poor people
Mm-hmm.
and begging for food.
And happy all the time in
Yeah,
spite of the
uh,
attacks
I
that
think.
come his
Yeah,
way.
I think he's a hero. I think that's one of the hero of the year in the Bahamas. I think he's the closest. Um, that's Valencia.
Now, Tamika said
Tamika.
maybe for the new year you can have from time to time viewing guests.
Yeah.
You mean persons coming in and
Yes.
being live with us?
Yes.
Um,
I had one or two guys want to come. I have a homosexual. Why you
no,
cutting up?
no, 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 no.
Okay,
I
stay
just
head straight.
listening.
Yeah, yeah. I have this homosexual guy want to come on the show live, but I don't know. He's a straight shooter, so many people might, you
Be
know,
off put by it.
yeah. But
But the thing about it is, under the tree, what we do, we go uncut, we go naturally authentic.
um,
So if someone is coming and he is speaking,
yeah.
we will
And I
speak
have,
our
I
point
have,
as well. It is
and I have for you live. I have a Bill Mills, Billan want to come, and so that was right in my books. So she jumped the gun.
well. Tony will line up
Hmm.
those persons that he currently have on
Yeah,
his list,
yeah.
And we welcome any other person
Yeah.
who would be interested in
But we don't
joining us
believe
live.
we don't believe in politicians because we think politicians lies and they're only for show. So we don't really go down that road. Um, so I don't too describe to them because when you see one, you see all. And so I have one or two guys lined up to come, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a new plan, new year. That's why we're taking the show to a new place. Um, and
Tamika says she'd be happy to come live with us. Okay,
okay,
Tamika.
Tamika, you put your foot in it. Bang! There you go. Yeah,
We're happy. So you can
put that down.
message us, let us know
Know
what
when
you would
yeah.
like us to be discussing
Discussing.
when you come and when you would like to
And
come.
we will be
And we
happy.
will put that in our schedule.
We will be happy. And let me tell you something. When you come under the tree, you get drilled. This is like a barbecue pit.
You get
You
grilled,
you
you
get
get
grilled.
drilled.
And you can get drilled and drilled. So you be ready to get drilled. And I may ask you a question that you can't answer, so you better be ready for that too.
Tamika, you don't shy away. He don't
I
know.
Tamika don't shy away.
No.
I'm Murad.
No, she's just confident.
Oh, I teach strong too. All right, Tamika.
She's a special Bahamian lady.
Why you say special?
She's special, meaning that she don't play. She's upright. She old school like me.
Oh, she old school. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay, that's the ones I like.
No,
Jill.
she have principles. Yeah, she's a principled woman.
But they the ones that cause all the problems.
Well,
The woman
when
with
Tamika come,
women with all
you
the principles. That's the
yeah.
problem. They hold their principles sometimes too much. Too much principles.
Okay, and yeah, we can
What?
sing Happy New Year for the
Listen,
folks.
listen. Why are you trying to duck my conversation?
No, because I don't
Why,
think we'll get into a new.
Tamika could defend herself.
We will get into a new line of
She
conversation.
could defend herself. She'll
And
defend herself.
it is 11
Okay.
minutes past the
Oh,
hour.
11 minutes past. So you
Right?
and
So we want to say Happy New Year. Happy New Year again. Tony, you can sing Happy New Year?
you sing it? I think we should just shout it out.
Just
Just shout it.
just shout it out. You don't want
Yeah.
to sing it.
You sing and I can back you.
Okay. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy and a happy and a happy New Year. See you next year.
Hey!
See you next year. See you when we see you when we see you next year. Happy New Year.
Hey!
Happy New Year. Happy and a happy and a happy New Year.
And it's under the tree where Tony and Mel meet every Saturday, 4 o'clock, live under the tree.
Thank
where
you.
we-
4 p.m. Saturday.
Every Saturday. Wash your hands.
Keep
Wear
your
your
distance.
mask. Keep your distance. Keep your mind. And make sure you be the best person you could be in the new
Moving
year.
forward,
In
2022
the new year.
is all about you.
Amen. Good day,
Take care.
everybody. Enjoy. Enjoy.